All right. First and foremost, I want to start this video off by giving all honor, praise, and glory to the Father, Ha'abba, Abba Nawa, Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, for giving me the Rukakadash, be able to come back and do another video. Call Halayim, Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Wachabah, Wahadar. All right, to the faithful elect, Shalom, Baba, Shalom.
When more and more information comes out over the next few days, I think it's going to be very, very apparent that they had intent of murdering more than 3 people.
All right, this is skipping. But as I was saying, Shalom, Wabarakium, Aman Bakayar. Okay, and that's peace be on or blessings be unto the faithful elect. Onto the 1/3 on down to you. I say Shalom Wabarakium. All right, this your brother Shariah coming back. Hopefully something that could be a lesson, edification, ammunition, or reproof. And who is Amalek? We're getting into who is Amalek. All right. So without any further ado, Amalek is an Edomite. He's the chief house of he's a synagogue of Satan. And you're gonna learn why throughout this lesson. And he's the chief of the Edomites. All right. Now, I'm trying to get this to play, but he's a very critical figure in this whole Esau versus Jacob thing. He's very critical to know about because to understand, he's the one actually ruling the world. Anybody that know anything, that's going on right now, you see what they got coming out. The propaganda, was it wartime propaganda, and he's just being a deceitful demon. He was set up to be. He completely represents, the opposite of good. This is a complete balance between good and evil. There's no such thing as a black Hebrew Israelite. Okay, we're just the Hebrew Israelites, the children of Israel. And this doesn't play. We're going to just go ahead and get into it. So anybody that don't know anything, that knows, know that the Jews, so-called Jews, run the world. And we're going to get into who is Amalek. All right. So this don't look like it's going to play. So we're going to close this out. 2 Edomites, right? But who is Amalek? Yeah, this whole site is bugging. Slovakia. I know it's not. The gap. All right. Who is Amalek? All right, let's get into this thing. So, in order to understand who Amalek is, you actually have got to understand Esau, because as I said, Esau is, well, Amalek is the head of Esau. So to really be able to identify who is Amalek on the planet Earth, just how we're able to identify who is who, because there's no such thing as any of these nationalities that people are going by really in this world besides Ethiopians, and they actually go back to the Cushites, but Ethiopian is found in the scriptures, and they progressively, progress from Cushites, being they were the sons of Cush, into what's now known as, or later in the scripture known as, the Ethiopians. And they have a very important part in this lesson as well. So we need to be able to break down first who Esau is, to be able to identify who is Amalek on the face of the earth. And you know, this is a spiritual warfare right now. So this is going to be more hurtful to this devil, proving this. All right, so we're going to go ahead, like I said, without any further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into Esau. Because understanding Esau, breaking down Esau, we're going to be able to identify that, and then lead into Amalek, and you will see how and why, right? Because he's the chief. He's the chief house. He's the chief of the house of Edom, of Esau, right? And like I said, you got to understand Esau first. So Amalek, we're going to be able to identify by doing that, understanding Esau first, breaking Esau down, right? To understand and identify who on the face of the earth exactly would be Amalek, right? And you should already see it already, because I pretty much done gave it away. Who would be the chief house of Esau, right? Now, I want to start with this. We'll start right here. So Genesis chapter 25, we're going to start at verse 19. And it reads, "And these are the generations of Isaac, Abraham's son. Abraham begot Isaac." Verse 20. "And Isaac was 40 years old when he took," so this is later on. "And Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah to wife, daughter of Bethuel, the Syrian, of Padan Aram, the sister of Laban, the Syrian. The sister to Laban, the Syrian." So Rebekah, she's actually a Syrian, and this also proves that, well, that's going into a whole nother topic, so you won't be questioning what did it prove, basically, that other women of other nations were dealt with, and it also proves that the child is whatever the father is, right? Because you got a lot of patriarchs, in the scriptures who dealt with women of other nations, and it had no effect on the child being chosen or not, right? In a sense, brothers know what I mean by the spirit. But nonetheless, back on point, verse 21. "And Isaac entreated the Lord," or let me read that right, verse 21. "And Isaac entreated Yahweh for his wife, because she was barren, and Yahweh was entreated of him. And Rebekah his wife conceived." Verse 22. And the children struggled together within her." So automatically, with these children that's in Rebekah's womb that she conceived with, they are having problems. Now, what I want to do is, I'll see if I want to get. If you look into that word struggle, right? Matter of fact, we're going to go ahead and get it. We're going to get it, man. Let's go ahead and get that. Watch this. And we're going to prove, because I was supposed to get this beforehand, but Lord willing, the lesson's still edifying, and of great ammunition in the spiritual warfare. Okay, so we're in verse 22, Salakia. So as you can see right here, "And the children struggled together within her." So they were really having it out. And we're going to get that word struggle after I finish this verse, "within her. And she said, If it be so, why am I thus? She went to inquire of Yahweh." So it was that bad, it was beyond contractions, because we're going to prove it. They were fighting. Brothers is not saying that just to be saying that. When you look into this, the word right here is Ra. What's that? Ra Tazah. Ra Tazah Salakia, brothers. I usually know I can't figure out what that last one is, but Ratazats, right? It says to crush, but the most importantly, this the meaning the Father is trying to get you to understand here. It says to crush, oppress. So whoever these children are, and they gotta be twins because it already done said that it's children. So she conceived children, and this is that one time, right? This is that same time. So these got to be twins. So it says these twins right here, and it's going to tell you in the scriptures. They're trying to crush, oppress. Be broken, crush in pieces, grievously oppressed, to crush each other. They were in the womb, literally envious. One was envious of another, and one was defending themselves. And you'll see why I say that pretty soon. This is you're really seeing the Salakia. You're really seeing the beginning of good and evil, as far as setting the stage, right, of this movie that we are now a part of. It says to crack in pieces, break, bruise, crush, discourage, oppress, struggle together. So they were literally in there fight, having it out. Do not put the Most High in a box, because the life you're living, these scriptures help you realize that. Now, we're going to go ahead and move on. So that's verse 21. So she went to verse 22. She went to inquire of Yahweh, right? Verse 23. And the Lord and Yahweh said unto her, two nations. So a nation is a group of people. And you got nations. So those are two different groups of people, right? It said two nations are in thy womb. Let's see if Esau be the devil that he is, and put that as that. Right? Yeah, so it's just basically going into different nations. So a nation just represents a people. But it says two. So the main word we wanted two. So yeah. So two. Right? But we're going to stay on track. We ain't got to go into every single word, because we're trying to just identify who on the planet Earth right now is Amalek, and why is it so important to know. So it says, verse 23, and Yahweh said unto her, two nations are in thy womb, and two manner of people shall be, and two manner of people. So two completely different type of people, right, shall be separated from thy bowels. So when you go into that word separated, that's another key word. The words really come to understand the significance of this birth of Jacob and Esau, because this is what this is going into. You need to go into that word struggle, and you need to go into that word separated. So it says parad, to separate. So it says, once again, it says, and the Yahweh said unto her, verse 23, and Yahweh said unto her, two nations are in thy womb, and two manner of people shall be separated. So to separate, divide. They were going to go completely in opposite directions. They were going to just act like they were never in the womb together at all, right? You would never thought they were in the same womb. You would never thought they come from the same parents. You would have never thought, they're completely separated, to be divided. Make a separation. Be separated. Get separated. It says, spread or separate oneself, disperse, divide, be out of joint, part, scatter, separate self, sever, sunder. So they completely broke all ties from each other. And it was just set up by the Father. That's how it was supposed to have been, right? They have nothing to do with each other. They hate each other, right? It's a complete hate, man. And it says, so that's that. And that word, what was it? That word was parad. Yeah, parad. Or parada. Say parad or parada. All right, so it says, and two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. The one people, so one of these two nations, shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. So the elder would be, they can't come out at the same time. If the Most High wanted to come out, happen like that, I'm sure it could or has happened before, but whoever comes out first would be that elder. Now, we just gonna go ahead and go straight to it, right? Now, it says, verse 24, and when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. We had to know that, but the scriptures made sure we know that because it was children in her womb. So it says, not a child. Now this is the point. Verse 25, and all this matters. You're going to understand in the end. And verse 25, it says, in the first. So there we go. There go that first. Remember, the elder shall serve the younger. And the first came out red all over, like an hairy garment. And they call his name Esau. So that's critical to know. Yeah, the one that has the elder serve the younger. In ancient times, but it was on a light level. When King David was ruling, because Jacob went on to give birth to the Israelites, which King David was himself, an Israelite, and Esau, he went on to give birth to the Edomites, and it was really nobody significant. If anything, you had Saul, he had an Edomite worker for him whose name I think was Doeg, or Doeg or something like that. It's been a minute since I read that, but I went into that. And at that time, they was basically under light servitude, but it really hasn't ever happened. Not how it was about to happen, because ironically, if flip side, right, you understand this later. Flip side, not to jump the gun too much, but we're just going to go ahead and say it. Amalek is a part of the Edomite nation, right? Amalek are the Jews, the so-called Jews. The scripture's going to go ahead and, I'm going to just say it. The Spirit got me saying it, so when we get there, you can clearly see it, because we got everything lined up to where we're just trying to identify process by elimination. Perfectly fitting. If the shoe fits, wear it. Type ordeal. Who is Amalek? Amalek is the chief house of the Edomites. They are Edomites themselves. And you so-called Jews are so-called, Esau is, the white man is really Esau. So the so-called white man is Esau. Esau is actually the so-called white man. He's hiding his identity right now because he's a goddamn wicked. He represents, this is what you're looking at, is the stage being set for good and evil, of good and evil. This the balance. The Most High only deals with balance. I tell you that in Proverbs 11:1, okay, and in the law. I tell you that, and I believe Leviticus 19:36, I believe. I tell you that in Proverbs 20:23, and just so forth. He's all about balance, right? Now, Spirit got me stopping there. So with that being said, it says verse 25, and the first, so this is the elder, the first came out red, all over like an hairy garment, and they call his name Esau. So really quick, right? Really quick, when you go into that name Esau, right? We're going to deal with this. He changed it because Esau don't mean hairy. Listen, verse 25. And the first came out red. That's the first thing they want you to know. We're talking about the first one. So this is the elder. And the first thing that I want you to know is, the Most High wants to know is he came out red. All over, it said, completely, like an hairy garment. And they call his name Esau. So that name would fit the main thing that was distinguishing about this firstborn, right? the first that came out of these two twins. The fact that he was red. Now, when you look this word up, Esau in the Hebrew is Ishah, right? And Esau himself, because he runs the world, and you're going to understand that in a second, he put hairy, but it really means washed away because he was red. Why is Esau red? Because they have no melanin in their skin, but we're gonna get there. Because he has no melanin in his skin. He has no pigmentation in his skin. So your pigmentation is like a coating, a cloak over your blood. So you're basically looking at his blood, which makes him red. He has no melanin in his skin. That's why their skin is weak. So-called white people have weak skin, right? Because they're the red people. So we're slowly identifying who Esau is. So this is kind of who is Esau, who is Amalek as well. Breakdown, right? Period. Now, back. So that's all red, right? Because he's completely melanated on the side, right? Let's say this is Jacob and Esau, right? But this is the perfect example. When they were born, they were twins, and they struggled together, and they were separate, and they were two completely different nations, and they represented they were two different nations, right? And they were two manners of people, right? And the fact that they went their own separate ways, they became, even though they were of the same I guess, origin, physically, conception-wise, I guess, they became completely different because they were already programmed to be completely two different nations, two manners, two completely different mannerisms, and meaning completely different spirits, polar opposites, right? You got one side of the spectrum, I got the other side, right? And then they divided when they were at birth because it was just meant to go like that. So literally two nations were in her womb, right? As we're looking at, right? And that child is really an Edomite on his left, and this is really an Israelite, you know. If the father of both of these children goes back to a so-called white man for the one on the left, and the so-called black man on the right, Negro on the right, you're looking at literally Esau and Jacob, because the white man comes from, what's known today as the so-called black man, right? But anyway, so we're going that word Esau, right? When you look into that word Esau, we're going to deal with this. He put hairy. It's really washed away because what they called, we know off of 25, they distinguish, whoa, he's red. Like a red, all over, like a hairy garment. And they call his name Esau, right? And naming was really important. It still is, because names hold different vibrations, and they were used as what's known today as omena nomenas or omen nomens, right? Which is like name prediction or whatever. And it just represents, or a child will be named after the time they were in or something like that, right? So that's that. So Esau changes the meaning because we know they gave him a name based off the fact that he was red. And the fact that he was red comes off the science, true science, that he just has no melanin in his skin, no pigmentation, to where his blood shows forth, period, completely. So he puts hairy. Now we're going to deal with that. When you go into this word, because Esau, when they grow up, he goes and moves into this place called Mount Seir, right? And I'm going to try to speed this up because I don't want it to be too lengthy, because we're just trying to identify and get out of here, right? And shoot these spiritual bullets, right? Now, Mount Seir, it says, We can actually read it. It says a mountain range in Edom, right? Extending from the, so it was a mountain, apparently also called Mount Seir. It says extending most of the distance of the mountain range itself. So a mountain of Idumea and its original occupants, because Esau was a cave dweller. He went on to be a cave dweller, right? He lived high up. Same way now. So-called white people, they like living high up. You go to California, they stay on hills. They live in, the hills, the mountains. You know what I'm saying? It's the skyscrapers. Your penthouses. And Jake, he tries to follow that because he's been taken away from his own heritage, and that's something that Jake always had bad since the beginning of time. He's the former of all things, but yet he follows everything. It's ridiculous. He follows the customs of other people. It makes no goddamn sense. Now, you see right here, Seir, when you go into it, this is actually hairy. It says hairy or shaggy. Now watch this. When you put in that word, go to Google, and Esau cut itself. Watch this. When you put in the word Google, Slaki, when you put in the word shaggy, look what comes up. You put in the word shaggy hair, look what comes up. His ass. So-called white people. See that? Look at that. No Jakes. No so-called Negroes at all. See that? Shaggy hair. They own that. So even he wants to change it from making it about, because he know that he's the only person on the planet red, and it's a dead giveaway. When you look at everybody on the planet Earth, no one is red or pinkish, because people try to act colorblind when you bring this clear, distinguished, this mark. Ironically, he called red-handed. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't make this up. But if he wants to switch it and call it and put hairy, Esau means hairy now. But when you go into that Mount Seir, you go into all his words. He put hairy again or shaggy. Look what comes up. So you still tie yourself back to the Edomites, because there ain't no Jake on here for no damn shaggy hair. There's no so-called melanated people on here, right, with shaggy hair. Salakia. It's crazy. He cut himself. So that's by the Spirit. Do a separate video on this. So you're gonna have to change this too, Esau. You can't do nothing against the truth before the truth. Nothing. That's what Scripture says. So we're identifying who Esau is, and he's helping us. So verse 26. So they call his name Esau because he was red, and it just goes into a name meaning why he was red, washed away, right? Signifying that. But you got other words of Esau's background that goes into his countenance, his things that's tied in with him being Esau. Seir. It goes into, let's actually pull that word up and say that word in the Hebrew. I think it's Shah. Salak. I forgot this is a screenshot. Salak. You go into that word. The word there is Shayar. Yeah, Shayar, which is hair. Shayar is hair in Hebrew, right? And then it also means rough. And they some rough ass people. But anyway, you move on. 26, a true Edomite, his real nature. It says, that's not Amalek, because this is about Amalek. But we getting into Amalek by understanding Esau first. So this is an Esau breakdown too, light. It says, verse 26. And after that, so Esau's the elder. He red. He ain't got no pigmentation. So his world is ruined when he's born, right? 26. And after that came out his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel. That was symbolic right there, him doing that. Because we're finna pull the Edomites out of power, and we're doing that spiritually. Okay. Moving on, and we're finishing the verse off. And his name was called Jacob. Now, Esau, he wants to hide what his name means, right? And they give you a breakdown really quick so I can read this. Eldest son of Isaac. So he was the firstborn. So he will serve us in the end. Ironically, the Jews, because this is about Amalek. Amalek is the chief house of the Edomites, which Esau gave birth to. He gave birth to the nation of Edom, the Edomites. Esau gave birth to the Edomites. Amalek is a chief descendant of those Edomites, of all these Edomites. Right? Now, when you go into it, how it said in the beginning of this chapter 25, starting at verse 23, how the elder was going to serve the younger. Ironically, how the father did it, he had us serve them. And since this is about Amalek, key thing to know, the so-called Amalek is the so-called fake Jews. And the fake Jews are the same people who funded this transatlantic slave trade. So we were enslaved to Amalek. We was enslaved to Edom, and just simply, we was enslaved to Esau. But it was actually by Amalek, which is why that's so important, because Amalek, you're going to see in the end. So you have yet to see that. And you're going to understand, well, why was that the case if the Most High said was that going to be the other way around in the beginning? Because ultimately, Jake went off. We're being punished for things we did back in the ancient world, right? And the Most High, he has a sense of humor. So, and you're going to really ultimately understand the script with the scriptures I'm going to bring out, why that's the case. You know, so we have yet to have that happen in truth. All right. Now, what was I doing? Oh, yeah, Jacob, right? So Esau just represents, right? And when we're saying Esau, we're really saying Amalek too, because Amalek is Esau. Yeah, Amalek, you fake Jews, y'all Esau. Esau represents bad because, one, he's a leper, and we're going to get why that's bad later. Two, and what I mean by leper, he has no pigmentation. We'll get why that's bad later. Two, as you can see, he changed his own definition. But let me move on. Let me pull this up first really quick. Yaiquab. So this is Jacob. And his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 60 years. A score is 20 years. So 20 times 3 is what? 60. So he was 60 years old when she bare them. So just really quick, since we got into Esau's name, we get Jacob's name. Jacob is, or Yaiquab is how you say it. Yaiquab is how you would say it, right? And it means supplanter. What they have right here, heel holder. Now, because that's what he did. See that? See how his name ties into the significance of what was going on at that time, but yet, and yeah, it said hairy like all over like a garment. And if y'all want to claim yourself to be hairy, you can, because there are hairy ass Edomites out here. But the main thing was, it's another scripture that you tie into that. Garments in the ancient world made of certain type of like skins were hairy, and they would dye those same skins. I forget what, I believe it was a goat skin. They would dye it like so-called furs, right? They would dye it. The thing which has been is the thing which shall be, right? Niggas wearing furs now, they were doing that back then. They were dyeing those goat skins red, which is why they tied it back into that. So that's why it's important to know about the culture, because then you understand the scriptures even harder, even deeper. Oh yeah, we used to wear those, you know what I'm saying, those goat skins, those furs we used to get fly. That because it was trying to reference it to make you understand it. It said he came out red all over like a hairy garment. You know what I'm saying? Like how much to say now, like they would know what that is now. If they was to come and read about, if the ancient world could come to the present world, and we weren't here no more, and they were able to, we left scriptures about our time. You know how we say now in the world, man, he has so much, man, your damn tongue or your lips like you've been eating a damn popsicle. You know what I'm saying? A red popsicle or something like that. So it's the same thing. You know what I'm saying? He came out red all over like a hairy garment. If you wouldn't understand, you understand me saying, yo, your lips red, like what you been eating? You been eating some candy? You know what I'm saying? Your tongue green, you been eating some candy? You wouldn't know nothing about that if you wasn't from this culture. You know what I'm saying? You gonna automatically understand it because you know the culture. And the brother was bringing that out. GMS Born Again, Benjamite brother, forget his name, Shalom brother, but he went heavy on that. The spirit had him go real heavy on that, man. Like, and that make a lot of sense. So that's why, you know, that was they was letting you in. We was being let back in on the Most High, letting us back in on our own culture because there's no remembrance of former things. So the closest way we can get back to how we used to be and get our heritage back and knowledge of that heritage is by going into the scriptures. Now, back on point. So they got hill holder, supplanter. Really, in other words, he's a hustler because you see, he regardless that he was second, when Esau came out, was finished coming out, there was Jacob's hand. You know what I'm saying? So he hustled just to not, you see, that's that battle right there. So it also mean that goes into the supplanter. You know what I'm saying? Like, he did everything he could. You know what I'm saying? He a hustler. Jake some go-getters. You know what I'm saying? We some hustlers. That's what supplanter mean, and that's how Esau, by the spirit, Jake was set up to be able. It was already set up for Jacob to really get the birthright. People read it and they take it like everything's of the Father's will. So he wanted Jacob to get it, but it just played off how Jake was programmed. Jacob's spirit. Jacob's programmed to be. You know, he's smooth. He's smooth talk. He got the mouthpiece. You know what I'm saying? He a hustler. He witty. You know what I'm saying? He I don't really want to say that too much because it kind of go into what we finna pull out about Esau. But Jake is just a hustler, man. Point blank, period. All Jake, so-called Negroes, Native Americans, Native Indians, Native American Indians, or Native Indians, or Hispanics and Latinos. So all so-called, you are in fact the biblical Israelites. Now, by the seed of your father, that's what your father nationality supposedly is, right? Now, so that's that. Now we're almost home, because then we just finna fly to this, right? So let's just get this back one more time. We can actually use this one. So we got that one, right? That's how it came out. But let's get this one. And yes, this is what you came from, Esau. It happens all the time. They give birth to albino children, right? An ad actually shot by Edomites. So here we go. So you're seeing the stage has been set for evil and good, and we're finna prove it. Verse 27. And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter. Salakia. It says, and the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter. So off top, we ain't got no images on that because this one really focused too much on Esau. We are gonna this is a light. That's why I said this is a light breakdown by the Spirit into Esau. So you got Esau doing damn Duck Dynasty, you got damn Animal Planet, Crocodile Hunter, you got damn you got children's shows, Nature Crack. He's a hunter, man. You know what I'm saying? They when they put they take the moose heads and put them on their wall. They hunt saber-toothed tigers and show you that even on the Flintstones, and they lay them down as rugs. You know what I'm saying? In modern day, they do that. Bear rugs. You know what I'm saying? He's a cunning hunter. And that word cunning, I'm gonna just go get it out the Hebrew really quick because I don't think I got that image. 27, cunning. Now, this is why I said I didn't want to go too much into talking about Jake, right? So, Yada, or Yadai, and it says to know. This is what he got a meaning, but actually, let's do this. Let's do this real quick. Well, we can look at this real quick. Let's get all this. It says to perceive and see, find out, discern, discriminate, recognize, admit, acknowledge, confess, to consider. That's a goddamn lie. Esau changed that. When you actually go into this word, right? These are cunning things of Esau. You know, the Jersey City attack. He's cunning, man. See that? An Ecuadorian immigrant was killed in New Jersey, and he would be actually a Jake. Northern Kingdom Israelite. He could be a Judite. You never know, a Jew. But he an Israelite nonetheless. You know, people of Ecuador, I believe that's of Peru. Peru is the Peruvians you know, are people of the Northern Kingdom Israelites. The Northern Kingdom. What do we want to get? We want to get that word cunning. And we're going to get it in the etymology. Esau a damn liar, man. See? Why ain't say nothing about the deceit? You see that? Cunning, when you look it up, that's how you know he knows how much we go into the Hebrew now. Because we put it out on film now. It says cunning. Having or showing skill in achieving one's ends by deceit or evasion. Having or showing skill. So you got a skill in achieving things you trying to achieve by deceit or evasion. Skill in achieving one's ends by deceit. So everything Esau got, or everything Esau gets, is by deceit. So he's able to trick the damn ducks, the damn animals, with mating calls, and make them think he can catch a damn coyote, because he got the coyote thinking he's a male coyote. He had a male coyote believing he's a female coyote. To where the coyote comes to him, and now he done made a coyote vest, a coyote jacket or some crap. You know what I'm saying? Skill in achieving one's ends by deceit. He was able to come to the Americas, so-called white man. This is a light breakdown on who Esau is. Who does that today? The white man got that completely in his track record. Completely. He was able to come and he was what's the word? Beguiling, you know, like that serpent. Because he the serpent too, but he was able to use guile, deceit since the ancient times, you know, and later on into the 1400s. Hell, he did it even before that, you know, to the Jews that were left when it was during the Maccabees. But jumping to the 1400s, you know, the Kingdom Israelites, so-called Native Indians, you know, Tainos, etc. You know, Native Indians of the Americas, so-called Americas. He was able to come and deceivably steal this whole land from you and make you a worker in a land that you actually founded, right? Teach you how to properly pull from the land, or have you teach him how to properly pull from the land, live off the land, and take it from, use it for all its resources, and make you, but to this day, think y'all not even enemies no more. He never even did that to you. Skill and achieving one's own to where he got workers now, and the best workers, because every captivity that the Israelites has been in, that the place that we were held captive in, since we're the chosen people of God, that place was the number one place on the planet. It flourished from the Persian captivity, the Syrian captivity, Babylonian captivity, the Babylonian captivity, the Syrian captivity, Persians and the Medes captivity, hell, when they had us in subjugation, the Greeks, because we was in captivity, Jews, y'all was gone already, Northern Kingdom. And then later on, the Roman captivity. When Yahushua was on the scene, that was a captivity going on. We was in subjugation. Go into the history, man. So he was able to achieve all these things just by deceit, man. And that's why they let you know, he let us know that. Verse 27, the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field. And Jacob was a plain man of the field, because we just finna get to it. So now watch this, because you can go into that. Another, it's right there on Google, man. Did we run Google? No. Esau see we in the Bible now, so he can't cover everything. He can, but we don't pull up Google definitions like that, man. But I did that to prove a point, because I got on hand that Bible, Salaki, I got on hand dictionaries that you can't see right now. So I had to improvise by the Spirit. So Jacob was a plain man, right? So that's Esau, the guy on the right. Plain hunter. He came out red all over, you know. No, he looked dead, right? On the left, we got Jake. You know what I'm saying? And then he had that shaggy hair. Look at that shaggy hair. Jake has woolly hair on the left. You know, completely melanated. Look full of life. You can see the difference in the babies just laying here. This is real life. It ain't like I'm showing you something fake. This is it. You see it right here. That child on the right, if it's an Edomite, which it appears to be completely, and people by the Spirit putting these children next to each other. You know what I'm saying? You got the representation of bad, and you got the representation of good. Evil versus good, and we're going to prove it. And Esau going to help us prove it. Watch this. Amalek actually going to help us prove it. Because now we can start saying Amalek. Now watch this. Oh. And there go Edom. Red. So he didn't change that one. So Edom means red, but Esau don't mean red. Goddamn idiots, man. Okay. Now watch this. The word I'm looking for is, I believe, Tom. One second. Here we go, right here. Dom. So this is the word for that word, plain. This is plain in Hebrew. Look it up. You got the app, man. Use the My Sword Bible. You can go to blueletterbible.org, man. Thom. This is what you're going to get. And click that word plain. Or put in plain. Thom going to come up. This is what Thom mean. So when it says he was a plain man, dwelling in tents, it didn't mean, man, he was just like, Jake's simple. It ain't just mean that. This is what it actually talking about. Perfect. Complete. One who lacks nothing in physical strength, beauty, etc. One who lacks nothing in physical strength or beauty. So Jake will be Jacob. This is about Jacob. Listen, And Jacob was a plain man. We just went into, and the boys grew. Esau, he became now you get to see their different mannerisms. They're two completely different spirits. Them being two completely different nations. Esau represented being cunning, deceitful already. You know what I'm saying? He was wicked. He was evil. He represented the evil. They were twins. That was the stage set for good and evil. A man of the field. They love hunting. You know what I'm saying? They love just being outside, riding their bikes in negative 12-degree weather with shorts on, and but have a North Face jacket on or something like that. They crazy. You know what I'm saying? They're completely different from us. And it says, and Jacob was a plain man. Click plain now. We went into cunning for Esau. This is going into word for Jacob was plain, which is tham in Hebrew. Plain is tham in Hebrew, and it means perfect. It means complete. It means one who lacks nothing in physical strength, beauty, etc. They show you that Esau. He. That's why he's envious of us. That's why Amalek Esau, who was Esau, simply put, they're envious of us, man. They show you that because Amalek is the fake Jews, and the fake Jews, they run what's it called? They run damn Hollywood. We're gonna get into that. We're right over a second. Just keep holding on. Keep learning. If it's too much for you, leave. Leave. You need to leave. It's not for you. It says, one who lacks nothing in physical strength, beauty. They show you that in that movie, because the fake Jews veto these movies, which is the Amalekites. They show you that in that film. I keep saying, let me get it out. What's that movie called with Kill and Peele? The directors, Get Out. They show you that. They wanted Jake's body. Bunch of Edomites, so-called white people, want so-called black people's bodies. Those people were possessed. They were actually in their bodies. The man who reacted to the flash, they actually was taking their bodies over, man. Those are Edomite spirits. Their spirits was completely different. Matter of fact, that was the same brother that got choked out in the beginning of the film. And the reason being because one who lacks nothing in physical strength, beauty. When the guy that was the movie that was about, he's trying to get out, he had he thought it was a Jake running past him, which it was physically, but that was the damn Edomite took his body over. Because one who lacks, because Jake is Thom. He's perfect. He's complete. One who lacks nothing in physical strength. That's why Esau is envious. Beauty. Sound, wholesome. Now let's get to that's physical, right? Now let's keep going, because this is about good and evil, right? The balance, right? An ordinary, quiet sort of person. Jake is laid back compared to Esau. Esau, he gets drunk. Woo! 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 Jake only do the crazy stuff he do because he cursed right now. That's really it. No one on the planet is cursed except us. Esau cursed because he got the mark of Cain on him, man. That's Cain back, man. Jacob and Esau is just Cain. This not going, but this is literally Cain and Abel all over again, man. Because the Most High deal with reincarnation. But not to get off track and make you turn off the video because you can't get it. But the point being, but the 1/3 get it, man. The faithful elect get it, man. Period. This the whole truth. It says, deal with it. It says, so Jake is ordinary, quiet sort of person. Complete. Morally innocent. We the sheep. That's why we're compared to sheep, man. Goddamn dumbass, was it Amber Geiger case? Can I give you a hug? The goddamn Jake was simple. Morally innocent. He was morally empty, but compared to these damn Edomites, he was goddamn, and he was innocent. That's a complete moral. That was an example of being morally innocent, having integrity. Can I give you a hug? That was stupid, but they would never do anything like that. One he hugged the killer of his brother, I believe. She went in the house and shot the man, and they only gave her 10 years. And he wanted to give her a hug in the damn courtroom. You can't hug these people. Who can make crooked what the Most High has? Who can make straight what the Most High made crooked? Can a leopard change the spots? So one cannot do good who is accustomed to doing evil. It's paraphrasing. I'll tell you all of that, man. One who is morally and ethically pure. One who is morally and ethically pure. This is all from that word plain. This is what it means, man. Learn about yourself. It says usually, morally, pious, or pious. I forget what that is, but specifically gentle, dear, coupled together, perfect, plain, undefiled, upright. So Jake represents good, man. He's the good of the earth. That's why we're the Israelites. We're just cursed out of our mind as a nation right now. But 2/3 is just falsely representing a remnant that the Most High has left. That's why they will be destroyed. And that's ultimately who Esau, Amalekites, because they run the media, that's who they playing off of right now. Because they know it's corrupt Jakes out here. But they know ultimately Jake is the truth. We're the truth, man. We the truth. We are the truth, man. By the spirit and power of Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai. So that's that, man. Now, I think that's it. Yeah, dwelling in tents. Esau, he want to be out. He got a big house, but he never at home because he want to climb mountains and mountain. Jake want to just chill at the crib, have a drink, watch the game. An ordinary, quiet sort of person. Man, woman gets killed. Jake woman, she gets killed in her house playing video games with her niece or something like that. Jake, he gets shot or whatever happened to him at home in his basketball shorts, no shirt on, eating some ice cream. Acting like, but they can't. They just, see, it's just, they hate us, man. But this is Esau, and this is Jacob. We represent the good, they represent the evil. Esau, Amalekite, you fake Jews, y'all the evil, man. Now let's keep going. So that's that on that, right? And we're finna fly through this now. So that's that. So we just identified lightly who is Esau, lightly who is Jake, by the scriptures. Right, by process of elimination. Ain't no goddamn tell me this fit a damn Chinese man, a so-called Chinese man, a so-called Japanese man. The hell out of here, man. We the strong people of the earth, man. One who lacks nothing in physical strength, beauty. We win the beauty pageant awards. We the best actors. Salakia. We cook the best food. We done had the most done to us and ain't did nothing to anybody. We did something to the Most High. So he got these people punishing us and degrading us and mocking us. And it's ultimately the Most High. But do it mean these people are not the wicked? Hell no. Will they be acquitted? Hell no. This is the Most High movie, man. We win all the damn games in the sports these heathens go crazy over. Chinese people wearing LeBron James, Steph Curry jerseys, Kevin Durant jerseys, Kyrie Irving jerseys. Jerry West, the damn NBA logo. That's some bull crap. He ain't did jack. Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Michael Jordan, Michael Jackson, James Brown, Whitney Houston, Bobby Brown, Jay-Z, Lupe Fiasco. You keep going. Baseball. Sammy Sosa. He sold out, Jake. Goddamn Albert Pujols. Big Papi from the Boston Red Sox. He got shot in his stomach over in Dominican Republic. Cursed. At dinner. Some Jake shoot him. So the so-called Dominicans shoot him in his stomach. Home run hitters. Run the baseball league, man. Soccer. What's his name? Lipe? Everything, man. You let us play hockey, we would run that too. And we did play hockey. But Jake is not into that. Everything we touch, we dominate, man. So who fits this? So-called Negroes, Native American Indians, or Native Indians, Hispanics, or Latinos, all bywords, man. We the people who fit these things, man. Boxers, Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao, them all Jakes, man. Manny Pacquiao knocking out Jews. He beating Jews. He beat Adrian Broner. Regardless of what people may think, he beat Keith Thurman, knocked him down, and still whooping ass. You got hella, all boxing is nothing but so-called Mexicans, which is Issachar, Hispanics, Latinos, and so-called Negroes, man. All so-called. We run all that, man. See what Tyson Fury got done to him by Deontay Wilder. You look at him and you think he a boxer. And he got godlike strength. You can't even explain that. One who lacks nothing in physical strength. He don't lack nothing. Complete. Having integrity. He said our people still fighting. Look that up. 400 years and we still fighting. Most High had him say that. But let's get to this damn. So Amalek, you can't do nothing. You fake Jews. You can't do a dang thing, man. You can do nothing against the truth before the truth, man. So we finna go ahead and get into this. Genesis chapter. So Esau represents everything that's bad, man. Leviticus chapter 13. Salakia, man. You know? It says leprosy. Hell, which one you want to start on, man? Come on, man. Leprosy. It says, try to run through this as quick as possible because I don't want this film to cut off on me. Leviticus 13. Let's just grab one. They represent bad. Why is leprosy bad and what is leprosy? It says, let's get verse. It says, let's start verse 1. And Yahweh said unto Mashah, which is Moses, and Aharon, which is Aaron, saying, we're going to jump down to verse 3. It says, and the priest, let's read through so I don't think it's no guile. Verse 2. And when a man shall have in the skin of his flesh a rising, a scab, or a bright spot. Let's keep going. And it be in the skin of his flesh like the plague of leprosy. You look up leprosy now, Esau tell you it's something different. It's vitiligo or some crap. It's some whole other job. It said, like the plague of leprosy, then he shall be brought unto Aharon the priest, or unto one of his sons the priest. And the priest shall look on the plague of the skin of the flesh, and when the hair in the plague is turned white, what that look like, right? It says, and the plague in the sight be deeper than the skin of the flesh, it is a plague of leprosy. And the priest shall look on him and pronounce him unclean. Now, my point in it is this. Verse 4. If the bright spot be white in the skin of the flesh, and in sight be not deeper than the flesh, and the hair thereof be not turned white, then the priest shall shut him up that had the plague 7 days. That's a mark. This the mark of Cain, man. That's that bright spot. These people are clean leopards, man. It says, and the priest shall look on him. Well, we can jump to verse 7. And the priest, okay, well, no, let's read verse 5. And the priest shall look on him the 7th day, and behold, if the plague in his sight be at stay, and the plague spread not in the skin, these people are had that completely bright spot, man, all over their body. It says, and the plague spread not in the skin, then the priest shall shut him up 7 days more. And the priest shall look on him again the 7th day, and behold, if the plague be somewhat dark, and the plague, now that proves the Israelites was black people, man, so-called melanated people. So what the hell is this? But these are Israelites. These are Jews. These are so-called Jews you looking at. Kids smoking. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this, man. This says, he said in verse 6, and the priest shall look on him again the 7th day, and behold, if the plague be somewhat dark, so it's turning back from that brightness, that white spot, man. That pale ass spot. It says, because you're not white, you're red. You just pale. You lack melanin, brown, of the earth, that clay. Like you weren't even made of the earth. It says, and the priest shall look on him again the 7th day, and behold, if the plague be somewhat dark, and the plague spread not in the skin, the priest shall pronounce him clean. The priest shall pronounce him clean if the spot is turning back dark. So the Israelites was dark, man. What the hell is these people we looking at? It is but a scab. So it ain't about the scab. It's about that color. That's why these people represent bad, man. They a plague. That's not nothing good. You want a plague? You want to be a leper? You didn't want to be a leper back there in these times. And he shall wash his clothes and be clean. So I ain't even got to get no more, man. You can keep reading through this. That's what that's talking about, man. That proved the Israelites was are so-called black people, man. All the tribes so-called black people. Because you got some Mexicans darker than some so-called black people. So how the hell, and with bigger lips and bigger noses. So how the hell, what makes the so-called black guy black and the so-called Mexican or brown when they both brown? Come on, man. Stop it. These people the goddamn devil, man. Romans 9 and 11. Well, the Most High made them like that. So, let's get that. So that's one reason